Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. So happy to be with you. Is today Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. Woo woo! I think my Jurassic World Dominion trailer just went up on Movie World Plus. If you want to watch my movie coverage, I'm getting back into my movie reviews, and go check it out. It was, well, I'm not going to tell you. Go watch that. Go watch the review afterwards. Today we are going to talk about Camille Vasquez, Ben Chu, hitting the media circuit to respond to Elaine, who already did it. Elaine already went out for her 15 minutes of fame. Let's not forget. She wants to criticize them, but the reality is she's the one who did it first. And so now Johnny's team waited a little while and now can respond to Amber and Elaine. And I thought they did a fantastic job. A lot of you missed my video earlier. Both videos. I'm disappointed, you guys. Wasn't as, neither of the videos were popular today, but it is what it is. Maybe you guys had other stuff going on. Yeah, it was, we had a fantastic video this morning with Amy Goodhart. Please check it out. Speaking up for the LGBTQ plus community in honor of Pride Month. She offered some really interesting insight and a rant that you guys won't want to miss, as well as Camille's interview over on GMA with George Stephanopoulos. I broke down my instant reaction to that because there was some, there were some great moments during that. However, there was a second interview on the Today Show that I want to break down with you today. We're going to go through that. I am going to get through your comments. I'm going to read your comments. Like, I'm going to do it. Today, I'm making a point. I don't have everybody joining me. We may have some guests joining me. It may just be a solo Andy show. Do you think you guys can handle that? But I will be reading your comments and throughout the show, so send them on over, support. And then we also need to talk about Ezra Miller. He's back. They are back in the news. They're back in the news, and I'm getting frustrated. I'm getting frustrated because they need help. It's so clear they need help, and I don't understand why we didn't do something about this yet. So lots to go through. I got my bowl of carrots. I hope you guys got something. I'm trying to eat healthier. So, feels good when you get a veggie in. Everybody go to their fridge or somewhere, get a veggie. A little ASMR. Fill that body with good food, veggies. I feel the difference. I've been eating crap the last few days and I feel like crap. Cheers. Now my mouth full of carrots. Nothing like a bowl of veggies and some water. It will make you feel better if you've been eating crap for a while. All right, shall we get to this here? Let's do it, shall we? Love to see you guys. You guys are amazing. Again, send over your... I will... Super chat, stream elements, get on over. I got my feed ready. Usually I wait till the end, but I'm going to try and read throughout. So let's do it. Boom, 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 boom. All right, getting to the first story. Here we go. We got Ben and Camille. We're on the Today Show with Savannah Guthrie, and I want you guys to see it.
And joining us now are Johnny Depp's lawyers, Camille Vasquez and Benjamin Chu. And a quick disclosure, my husband has done consulting work for the Depp legal team, but not in connection with this interview. So
now, before we even go there, who the hell is this husband she's speaking of? Well, I had to look it up too. Her husband had not consulted in connection with the interview. Did not respond to interview, but she's married to Michael Feldman, a public relations consultant and former political advisor who once worked for Al Gore during his presidential campaign. Feldman did not immediately return insider's comment, but he joined the firm this year. So interesting. She didn't disclose that during Elaine's interview. Is this something to worry about or not? I don't know. There's the fact that she had to resort to say that right away, which good for transparency, but I'm still trying to figure out what that means. So I guess he works for a public relations firm, consultant, worked for political advisors. That's who Savannah Guthrie's husband is. And it's unclear if he worked on the case or just in the law firm. I want to hear that one more time.
As you cared. And joining us now are Johnny Depp's lawyers, Camille Vasquez and Benjamin Chu. And a quick disclosure, my husband has done consulting work for the Depp legal team, but not in connection with this interview.
So she's worked for her husband, has clearly gotten the legal team muffins. let's call it what it is. And does that mean that she can't be her own fair witness here? I don't know, but disclosure, I always enjoy those disclosures to figure out, well, what does that mean? And we didn't get that reveal when Elaine was on. It did feel like she did kid gloves with Elaine. And this was a longer and more in-depth interview. Let's see what happens. Go from there.
So with that aside, let me ask you, did you speak to your client right after the verdict? What was his reaction in the moment?
I think just an overwhelming sense of relief. I was speaking with another friend of ours, a mutual friend of Johnny's and ours, and he said, I haven't seen Johnny smile like that in 6 years.
The weight of the world is off of his shoulders. He's got his life back.
As you well know, the law does not favor a plaintiff like Johnny Depp in a defamation case like this. The burden is very high, the threshold is high, and he crossed it. Frankly speaking, were you stunned at this victory? Ben?
Well, we had ultimate confidence in Johnny and the jury and the facts of this case, and you can only hope that the jury will see it. And in this case, they did, and the verdict was overwhelmingly in his favor.
I should mention the jury did find Mr. Depp responsible for defamation for one of the statements made by his lawyer. It accused her essentially of staging a scene in furtherance of an abuse hoax. How do you square that finding with the rest of the verdict, Camille?
I think it's just the verdict is overwhelmingly positive for Johnny, and it was unanimous. There were 7 people that decided he was defamed.
Amber Heard's attorney was right here the day after the verdict, and she said the jury had not been permitted to see certain evidence that would have bolstered and verified Amber Heard's claims of abuse, in particular therapist notes. What is your response to that? And was there evidence that was suppressed for a valid legal reason that might have made a difference?
I love that we got that question, right? Bravo for asking that question, because it's not, it does sort of feel like Savannah knows that was a BS answer. I wish she had pressed Elaine more. Like, what are you talking about? What does that mean? But now let's hear Johnny respond to it.
I think that was very disappointing to hear that and to hear her impugn the character of the jury. And the evidence came in that should come in, and the judge was very fair to both sides.
In particular, she cites the UK judgment. As we all know, Johnny Depp sued The Sun, a newspaper in the United Kingdom. He lost that case, the judge finding that claims by the newspaper that he was a wife beater were substantially true. Now, Amber Heard's lawyers say that judgment should have come into this court case. What say you?
No.
It was a different process, right? And also, Mr. Depp and Ms. Heard in this case were the parties. They had different disclosure obligations. So we disagree. The overwhelming evidence that was presented in this case in Virginia far exceeded what was presented in the UK, and we believe the jury got it right.
As you know, this trial was very closely watched. Social media certainly took off in a way that we've seen high-profile trials before, but this is the social media age. Do you believe the jurors saw any of that, were swayed by any of that?
No, I don't think there's any reason to believe that the jurors violated their oath. And again, that suggestion was disappointing to hear.
Yeah, I mean, Amber Heard's lawyers said so. She said it would have been unavoidable because it's on TikTok, it's on social media. I mean, in the old days, you'd tell the jury before they went out, don't read newspapers, don't watch the evening news. Now it's everywhere.
It is everywhere, but at the same time, they were admonished every single night. And they had a tremendous amount of respect, I think, for the court and the process, and they were doing the best that they could.
Yeah. Support for Johnny Depp online was exponentially greater than for Amber Heard. Just one example on TikTok, the Justice for Amber Heard hashtag has 27 million views. Justice for Johnny Depp, 20 billion. Heard's attorneys have suggested that perhaps this is because of an orchestrated campaign on behalf of Johnny Depp. Do you know anything about an online campaign on behalf of Johnny Depp?
That is utterly baseless. In fact, very early in the case, the prior Chief Judge White had thrown out a count in the counterclaims that related to that. It was absolutely absurd and baseless.
And you know for a fact that neither he nor his agents nor anyone
Ooh, she's really pressing this one, isn't she?
Tried to, in some way, pay for or otherwise encourage this kind of social media activity.
False. Categorically false.
Camille's like, I'm not even going to let you finish this. You keep coming at it. No. Done. Stop asking, Savannah. What are you trying to apply here?
How do you think the jury didn't believe her? Because when you look at the verdict, it really comes down to that. The issue was, is what she's saying true or false? And by their verdict, they said it's false?
Well, my sense is that it had a lot to do with accountability, that Johnny owned his issues. He was very candid about his alcohol and drug issues. He was candid about some unfortunate texts that he wrote. And I think it was a sharp contrast to Ms. Heard, who didn't seem, or at least the jury may have perceived, that she didn't take accountability for anything.
As you know, this has been closely watched, and in the Me Too context, some people have wondered whether there is a larger resonance to this trial, whether it sends a message. Do you see any larger message beyond the case you tried?
No. I mean, frankly, we don't. We're here to talk about the case that we tried, right? We encourage all victims to come forward, have their day in court, which is exactly what happened in this case.
Do you feel confident in your appeal? Ms. Heard does intend to appeal.
We feel very confident that there are no errors that would justify any kind of successful appeal.
And then finally, I have to ask you, not since OJ, perhaps, has the trial been so closely watched and the lawyers become famous people in their own right. What has that been like for you, particularly?
She was totally just checking herself out there, wasn't she? In the monitor, she's like, "Oh, I gotta fix this." I love her, man. She's adorable.
Watch them.
I mean that in the most nicest of way. You can just tell she's not prepared for any of this, and she deserves it. So nice to have a smart, intelligent, put together, just hardworking woman be, looked up to and even fawned at. It's like, yeah, it's just nice. It's nice instead of all these reality stars and. It's crazy. Influencers, like, yeah, Camille's like legit. It's why I think a lot of us crushed on her so hard, because and it's just fun to watch her like sort of deal with the fame. This is an interesting answer.
Lawyers become famous people in their own right. What has that been like for you, particularly you, Camille? I think I saw someone on social media get a tattoo of your face on their body, which is weird.
Yes.
It's been overwhelming and surreal, but to the extent that I can encourage young women to stay in school and maybe inspire them to pursue a legal career, then it's all worth it.
Well, I understand you got a promotion yesterday to partner.
Well deserved.
I was going to say, about time, other partner, right? Camille Vasquez, Ben Chu. Just saying.
It's not his fault.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I'm sure he was pushing for it. It was like a little attempted shade at it just to give Camille the bump. But I love these two. They're so nice. And look, you got to remember, like, Ben's technically is the lead. Correct me if I'm wrong. He was the lead, but of course, smart to get their best female lead there to go up against Amber. It's just optics are going to be better when you're, a bunch of men screaming at a woman. It wasn't going to be well. You wanted a strong female lawyer to really own it and go toe to toe with her and expose her, right? And Camille did it fantastic. So bravo to Ben for stepping aside and letting the non-partner have such a lead. That to me is exactly what we should be applauding, the fact that this law firm was such a team effort, right? But lifted her up and knew she could handle it and let her handle it and believed in her and was like, yep, you know what, you got this. You're on it. To me, that's such a good thing. And you see the camaraderie and just sort of, it makes sense why she might want to stand there, because they believed in her. They let her go and do it. They gave her the things to do it. It's just rare in these law firms. I mean, we're used to having good lawyers on this channel, and Christopher Melcher is such a sweet guy himself. But I get a similar sweet vibe, just a good community effort, team player, and bravo to all of them. And just really nice to see Camille excel there and clearly doesn't know how to handle all this fame and attention, which makes me like her more. It's not like she did it on purpose, which you get the vibe from Amber and others, right? That they want the attention. And here you don't get that vibe. You get sincereness. And I'm just proud of both of them. And the other thing I was going to say was, like, how nice is it to hear proper lawyers speak so confidently, eloquently, intelligently. It's nice. It's a nice thing to have, not used to it. So bravo to them. We are going to watch the other one as well. I'm just going to clip this here so you guys get this, but I love that they are acknowledging that Amber didn't take the accountability. Johnny opened up, right? Johnny admitted his faults. Amber, everybody's lying. How dare these lawyers go on a victory lap while they're setting victims back? Oh my God, just deflection, me. I'm the victim. I am not a victim. Dude, then stop paying yourself as the victim and move on. You say you want to move on? Well, it's time to move on. It's time to get going. What lies ahead, I have no way of knowing. But under my feet, baby, the grass is growing. Yeah, it's time to move on, Amber. It's time to get going. Props to anybody who knows what song I was singing right there. Anyway, it's really nice to have two smart people on screen doing their thing and celebrating. So I like it. I like that they're calling her out respectfully. It wasn't like they were just dropping a massive shade, etc. They were calling her out respectively, and I love these two even more than I thought I did. And congrats again to Camille. She could have started her own firm. She could have been talking head, but I love that this team is like clearly a team and not stabbing each other in the back for more fame or money right now. So well said. Nice to see Amber getting called out respectfully, which is what we try to do here too. But sometimes I get so angry with her, it's hard. So good role models to be out there after. Thank you, Camille. Thank you, Ben. And thank you, guys. Well, there you go. Another show in the books. So happy to have Vito here who stepped up and we talked about Ezra Miller. You guys are going to go over there and watch on his channel next, or you're going to watch whatever's on the screen at the end of this later. If you haven't already, can you just do me a favor, though, and make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for all alerts. And if you always want to see the replays because you missed us live, don't worry, you can. Just become a member, hit that join button, pick a level, and then you can head on over and catch the members-only playlist on the channel page to catch all of the madness that you may not have saw the first time. I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for all your support. There's a cool members-only update for you guys and more coming. Please let me know in the comments what you want there, and so much more coming here on Popcorn Planet. Love you guys. Stay tuned. We're going to raid Vito. Vito 2 is going to get all the Popcorn Planet bump. Tell him you're there because of me. Appreciate you guys. Enjoy your night.